Have you heard the saying money is more important than love? Yes, I have. What do you think about it? I think it's true. Love can be great, but without money, it's hard to save a stable life. I disagree. Money can bring temporary happiness, but love brings a more fulfilling and long lasting happiness. But you can't pay your bills with love. You need money to survive. That's true, but you don't need a lot of money to be happy. Love can make life worth living even if you don't have a lot of material possessions. I see your point, but I still think money is more important. It's all a matter of perspective. For me, love is more valuable than money. Do you think English is easy to learn? It depends on your native language and your level of exposure to English. But compared to other languages, don't you think English is relatively easy? I guess English can be easier to learn in terms of grammar and sentence structure, but the pronunciation and vocabulary can be challenging. I've heard that English is the universal language, so it's important to learn it. Yes, English is definitely a useful language to know, especially in international business and travel. That's why I'm trying to learn it, but sometimes it feels overwhelming. Learning any language can be difficult at first, but with practice and patience, it will become easier over time. Have you heard saying personality is more important than beauty? Yes, I have. What do you think about it? I completely agree. Beauty fades over time, but a person's personality is what makes them truly attractive. That's true. A beautiful face may catch your attention, but a beautiful personality keeps you interested. I think personality is what really matters in a long term relationship or friendship. Absolutely. You want to be with someone who is kind, genuine, and has a good heart. And a person's personality can also affect how they treat others and the world around them. Yes, having a good personality can make a positive impact on others and society as a whole. It's important to focus on inner beauty and not just outer beauty. I couldn't agree more. Inner beauty lasts a lifetime. Do you believe that there's such a thing as a perfect job? I don't think there is. No job is perfect. There will always be some downsides. But what about those people who seem to love their jobs and never complain about it? Well, they may love their job, but I guarantee there are still aspects of it that they don't enjoy. I see your point. It's all about finding a job that you can tolerate the downsides of. Exactly. It's important to find a job that aligns with your values and interests, but also be aware that no job is perfect. I think it's also important to have a good work life balance so you don't become too consumed by work. Yes, that's definitely important. It's all about finding a job that allows you to live a fulfilling life outside of work as well. It's good to keep in mind that even if we don't love every aspect of your job, it's still important to be grateful for having one. It's a privilege to have a job and earn a living, even if it's not perfect. Have you ever heard the saying, everyone is good at something? Yes, I have. I think it's true. Everyone has unique skills and talents that they can contribute to the world. I think it's important to recognize and nurture those skills, even if they don't seem very useful at first. Definitely, it's important to find what you're good at and pursue it, whether it's a hobby or a career. I also think it's better to not compare ourselves to others and their abilities. Yes, comparison can be discouraging and prevent us from recognizing our own strength. It's also important to remember that we can always learn and improve, even in areas where we don't feel naturally talented. That's true. Practice and hard work can help us develop skills and become good at something we never thought we could do. So, even if we don't know what we're good at yet, there's always potential to discover it. Absolutely. Everyone has something unique to offer, and it's up to us to find and develop it. What do you think about the idea that men should open doors for women? Personally, I don't think it's necessary for men to open doors for women. It's a polite gesture, but I think anyone can hold the door open for someone else regardless of gender. But isn't it a sign of respect for women? I understand where that belief comes from, but I think it's outdated. Women are capable of opening doors for themselves and shouldn't be treated as though they need a special treatment. But what about chivalry? Isn't that a good thing? Chivalry is a nice idea, but it's not necessary for men to feel obligated to perform certain acts for women. We should treat everyone with respect and kindness, regardless of gender. I see your point. It's more about being a decent human being than about following special gender roles. Exactly. Gender shouldn't dictate how we treat each other. We should all aim to be kind and respectful to everyone, regardless of gender or any other factor. Do you think life was better 20 years ago? It's hard to say. Some things may have been better, but there were also a lot of problems that still existed back then. But people didn't have to deal with as many technological distractions or social media pressures back then. That's true, but there were still other issues like economical instability, political unrest, and environmental problems. I guess every era has its own set of challenges and advantages. We should always be aware of the issues that still existed back then and the progress we've made since. I think it's important to focus on making progress and improving our current situation rather than idealizing the past. Yes, we should always strive to make things better for ourselves and future generations. Do you think the most important thing about a job is the salary? It's definitely important, but I don't think it's the most important thing. Job satisfaction and a good work life balance are also crucial factors. But without a good salary, how can you afford to enjoy your life outside of work? That's true, but a high salary doesn't necessarily guarantee happiness or job satisfaction. There are other factors to consider, like the work environment, opportunities for growth, and the impact the job has on the world. I see your point. It's not just about the money, but also about finding a fulfilling career. Yes, exactly. A job that allows you to pursue your passions and make a difference in the world can be just as important, if not more so, than a high salary. I guess it's about finding a balance between financial stability and personal fulfillment. Absolutely, it's important to consider all aspects of a job and find one that fits your individual needs and values. What do you think about parents who hit their children as a form of punishment? Personally, I don't think it's a good idea. Hitting children can cause physical harm and emotional trauma, and it doesn't effectively teach them right from wrong. But some parents argue that it's the only way to discipline their children. I understand that perspective, but there are more effective and healthy ways to discipline children. Positive reinforcement and setting clear boundaries can be just as effective without resorting to physical punishment. But what about in cases of severe misbehavior? Shouldn't parents be able to use physical discipline as a last resort? I think there are other options like taking away privilege to giving a timeout. Physical punishment can escalate into abuse, and it's never okay for a parent to harm their child. I see your point. It's important for parents to find healthy and effective ways to discipline their children. Yes, parenting is a challenging job, but it's important for parents to prioritize the safety and well being of their children above all else.